Hey there guys, so today's video is going to be a chit chat get ready with me. I actually haven't sat down and done a get ready with me this whole month yet. Since 2020 has started, I actually have not had time to sit down and film a get ready with me. I was actually planning on filming a different video today that I actually do need to film, but since I don't really have the time to film that right now, I figured I would film something. I still have a video pre-filmed that I need to get up as well, and you guys will be seeing that before this video. But the only other video I really need to film is my products I want to goal myself to hit pan on or use up in 2020. I finally got my update video up on that like a couple days back. But I just wanted to sit and talk with you guys today. I'm hoping this video will be up before I have to go to Connecticut this weekend. So I am making another trip to see my best friend on Friday. Today is Monday. So I'm actually getting ready to take my boyfriend to another physical therapy appointment. I'm just setting my eyeshadow, and then I almost said eyebrows or something weird. I'm setting down my eye primer with my Marc Jacobs powder because I'm still trying to use up this product. So I try and use this to set my eyes like every day. That's basically what I use it for. And then for the eyeshadow palette, I just want to jump into good old Chocolate Bar. There is a lot of controversy going on with Too Faced right now. Honestly, I'm not really a huge fan of them really anymore. They've kind of completely rubbed me like the wrong way with their brand. But it's really sad because this palette is a solid palette and so many people love this palette online and it is a great formula. So I'm just going to use it today. It doesn't change my thoughts on how I feel about the brand, but this is when they used to be a solid brand and they just loved makeup rather than worrying about all the controversy. So I'm going to use my usual shade in the crease, which is Salted Caramel. I can't use this palette without using this shade like every time I use the palette. So anyway, so I thought that this past month, like in 2020, in January, I really wasn't going to have too much of a eventful month, and honestly it hasn't really been that eventful because I've only really been just spending a lot of time with my boyfriend, and I was able to see my best friend for New Year's Day, which was great. I'm really glad I got to spend that time with her because I hadn't seen her since freaking Halloween, so it was really tough not seeing her for that while. I think I've also told you guys that, I don't know if I've said this before on my channel, but her mom has been struggling with Alzheimer's for a few years now, and unfortunately she did pass away last week. So I do have to go down to Connecticut. It was pretty much a emergency trip. I mean, not really an emergency trip because I probably honestly would have visited her this weekend anyway because I actually ended up getting the whole weekend off. And I actually did get a whole week off the week before this past week. And I wasn't trying to film too many extra videos because I was struggling with being sick. And you guys obviously could tell. I'm pretty much completely over it. It did take quite a while to get over it. I was really sick for a good week or so. So I really wasn't filming too much. I mean, I was because I ended up being off from work, but that was only because I really needed to get up my Best in Beauty videos because I really hate waiting on those. And those were really the only opportunities I had to film. So anyway, so yeah, unfortunately that did happen with her mom last week. So I'm going to go down on Friday, probably afternoon, and take the ferry there like usual. and spend Friday night with her. And I think her cousin and her son are going to be there too. So there are going to be a couple people sleeping over. And then Saturday morning is the ceremony for her mom. So I don't want to share too much personal information, but there's just been so much going on with her behind the scenes that I just really want to be there for her right now. There's a lot of other stuff that is going on with her personally that honestly is like, it couldn't be worse than her, somehow it's worse than her mom passing away. So I just want to make sure that I'm there for her when I can be. So yeah, that's why it's really important for me to be there for her this weekend. And obviously I would have been there anyway. Like, there's no way I would have missed it. So I did tell my boss in advance. Since I was out of work for a week, I couldn't request off for it because the only way we can the only way we can request off for something is if we log into our website at work and request off there. Now I'm just taking semi-sweet and pudding. Can I speak today? This is what happens when I don't film for a little while. I took milk chocolate in the crease right here, and then I took semi-sweet on the outer corners, which is what I usually do every single time I use this palette. But anyway, and I literally do the same look every time I use this palette, but I just can't get enough of marzipan, so I'm going to put that all over my lid because I love that shade. But anyway, so I told my boss so this is what happened. So I had to go into work. I was already sick this past week, like the week before last week. And I had gotten like the chills and everything on like a Sunday night. The day before that, I had come into work and my boss was telling me that she was still getting over the flu and she ended up getting me sick. Like literally that night, like I was totally fine going to my boyfriend's house after work. I had absolutely nothing wrong. I was fine. But then at night, around like 11 or 12 o'clock, I started feeling really shitty. And I woke up and I was continuing to feel like shit. And I just started to feel really, really achy. And then I just kept on getting the chills because I had to work that day too. I had to close that night. And I honestly really didn't want to go home because I was already there. And I was like, it's fine. I need to work. She kept on trying to ask me if I wanted to go home early. I'm like, no, it's okay. I'll be fine. But at the same time, I really, honestly, Sunday was probably the worst of it. But I did stay home that night. And then Monday rolled around and I think I saw my boyfriend. I think I did see him mostly every day that I was sick. He thought that I had gotten like pretty much what he got. But mine lingered for a hell of a lot longer and then it basically just turned into a cold anyway. But Sunday night, I was feeling like freaking shit. I felt terrible. So I think I had maybe like a 24-hour flu, and then it just manifested or turned into a cold. Maybe my immune system fought off the flu, and it just turned into a cold. Or I just had a really bad cold because it's so crazy how you still can't determine whether or not you have the flu or the cold because the symptoms are so similar that you don't really know. But I think 100% I had some sort of flu-like symptoms the first day I got sick because I felt awful. I was so achy. I had the chills and I didn't really have a runny nose or anything like that or like a cough or anything. I just felt so lethargic. So I stayed home Sunday night because I just had gotten home from work, so I just wanted to go home. And then Monday, I think I spent it with my boyfriend, and I did feel a lot better the next day. I was still feeling kind of lethargic though, but the aches had went away. and then it just manifested into a cold anyway. So I had a cold for a few days, and then uh on Friday I actually had plans. I was gonna go get my nails done with Sarah, which I did get them done. I keep on forgetting to tell you guys I got them done. I did like this lavender ombre. And then uh but I was feeling like shit in like the morning, because while I was having a cold and sick and whatever, I wasn't really feeling all that nauseous. And I just started feeling nauseous like Saturday afternoon around like 12 or 12:30. And when I had woken up, I had this chicken noodle soup from Uncle Giuseppe's. And Uncle Giuseppe's is like this Italian supermarket on the island. I'm not really sure if they have it anywhere else, but I think it's a Long Island thing. So anyway, my mom always buys the chicken noodle soup there. But we weren't really sure if that's what it was linked to, me getting sick. She wasn't sure if it was just because I had a stomach bug, or because I was already sick. So who knows? But my boyfriend thinks that it was food poisoning. So on top of me already being sick, I felt so terrible. Like, I felt just as bad as I did on Sunday, because I just thought I had a regular cold, and then it just got so terrible on Friday. It was like literally horrible. I felt so nauseous the whole day. So I went out with Sarah to go get our nails done, and I was feeling okay. Honestly, I didn't even feel like going out and doing anything that day because I was feeling nauseous already. So I went out, and then we got our nails done, and I was still like coughing from like my cold and everything. And then we got to the mall, and she actually gave me some Alka-Seltzer. And it's crazy how much Alka-Seltzer actually helps you. It helps way more than like Advil and stuff like that, because I was taking Advil a lot too because I really wasn't sleeping well because I was coughing all night, or because I was blowing my nose and I was just sick. So let me hold that thought, and let me just grab my foundation and stuff. Okay, so back to my sick saga. So anyway, so now I'm going to use the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. This is just a Fix Plus, whatever. Actually, it's Prep and Prime. So anyway, and then I'm going to use my Baby Skin. Alright, I did put a reminder in to work out, but I don't think I have time today. I might after I'm done, because I really don't do too much of an intense workout for myself. But I don't know if I told you guys I am working out again. I have been for like the past month, and it really has helped thin out my face more and helped like just my everyday stamina. It's so crazy what a difference working out for 5 minutes every day. It's crazy. Like, all you have to do is commit the time to work out not even 5 minutes a day, and it's crazy how much it actually helps your body. Like, I was just thinking, since I'm so mobile all the time and I don't really give myself too much time to relax, I'm like, oh, I don't really need to work out. But honestly, it has helped me tremendously. I feel so much more lightweight. I don't feel like I'm carrying too much extra weight around. I think I've lost at least 5 pounds since I've started working out at home, and it's made such a difference. So now I'm going to use the Bare Minerals foundation stick. You guys know it's like my favorite thing ever. It's just such an easy product to use when you just don't really want to think about what foundation you want to use. So anyway, and it's just quick and easy. So yeah, so anyway, so after like me and Sarah had gotten manicures, we went and walked around my local mall where I work and everything. And the day before, I forgot that I had to get up at 5 a.m. in the morning because we were supposed to originally do inventory that morning at my job, but my boss never showed up. And I was already feeling like shit from that day. And I ended up like going back home, sleeping for like 5 hours, and then going back out to go see my boyfriend. And I was feeling like okay, but I was definitely feeling better that day than I was the next day. So I had the soup, and I wasn't really feeling well after I had had the soup in the morning. Because, like, I really just wanted something hot to coat my throat. Maybe I didn't cook it enough. Maybe I just didn't make it hot enough. That might be the reason. Because it honestly didn't feel that warm when I had it. So, but I wanted to go see my boyfriend because he had to go get something. And I didn't really want to make him wait to go get it. So I wanted him to use my car to get it. That was really the only reason why I did go and see him. Because I was already feeling like crap when he had called me and asked me where I was. Because he was like, I don't really want to wait for you that long. And I'm like, I'm sorry. We ended up spending more time at the mall than I thought. And I didn't end up seeing him until like after 4. When originally I was supposed to be with him like before that. But like Sarah wanted to hang out at the mall longer. But it's fine. It didn't really affect anything because as soon as I got to his house, I was just feeling straight up so nauseous. I felt so terrible. As soon as I got up, I was going to go and make the trip with him to go get what he needed. But when I was in the car, like we hadn't even gotten on the highway yet, and I was like, I don't know if I can really just sit through this car ride because where we had to go was far. It's not like it was just like around the corner. So, and I'm going to use my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea concealer. Of course, it's like my go-to with this foundation. Um, I was just feeling so nauseous in the car. I was like, is it okay if I just stay at home and you run your errand without me? And he was like, yeah. So he just could tell that I wasn't feeling well at all. So we turned back around and he dropped me back off and he walked me upstairs and I was just like sitting on the bed and I just threw up. I threw up and he told me that all I threw up was the chicken noodle soup. And he said that just your body never properly digested it. And he said since you had nothing else in your system, you just threw it all up. And I was like, yeah, that's great. So he went and ran his errand, and I just sat in his bed, and I think I just watched maybe a couple YouTube videos on my phone, just waiting for him to come back. But I wasn't feeling any better by the time he came back. I actually ended up just getting sick again, right before he came back. Because I had some Pepto, to coat my stomach, because it does really help. But it didn't help me from not feeling nauseous. So I ended up actually throwing that up too, around like an hour later. And I wasn't like well enough to drive, and he was like actually really worried that I wasn't feeling well enough to drive, but I kind of felt bad for him to drive me back home because he said, I will drive you if you don't feel well. I'll just drive myself back home and I'll pick you up tomorrow and I'll drive you. And I'm just like, well, I do have to work tomorrow night. And he was like, I strongly urge you not to work tomorrow night. You're not feeling well. And for me, I don't call out of work. I know that I complained that my boss got me sick, but I also don't call out of work, but I also don't get sick very often, like from contracting anything from anybody else besides my coworkers. And they're the ones that always get me sick. Like, I usually don't just normally get a cold very often because I'm either at home or I'm at Josh's. So it's like I'm not really around too many other people that could get me sick. So I don't really bring the sickness to work. The sickness always comes to me being around my coworkers who are always sick all the time because they don't really take care of themselves that well. That's a whole nother story. So, but I'm very good at my hygiene. Like, I always, I wash my face and I'm actually getting really good sleep this week. For once, I think this whole week I've actually fallen asleep every night. Like I'm feeling pretty good today. I've also been taking melatonin and Unisom still, but last week I was like a freaking insomniac. I could not sleep because I was just coughing up forever. So that happened. So I just stayed at his house for another like hour or so, and then he told me, let's call it an early night. You need to go home and get some rest. And then he said, I strongly urge you not to work. So I actually texted my boss that night and told her, I'm really sorry. I don't think I'm going to be well enough to come into work tomorrow. Is there any way someone could cover my shift, or I'll try and find coverage? And she said, okay, see if you can find coverage. So I tried and I asked the people that could possibly be able to cover me, and no one was able to cover me. So I just texted her like at 12:30, like way before my shift started. And I told her, I'm really sorry, I wasn't able to find any coverage and I still don't feel well enough to come into work. And she gave me a hard time about it as usual, but at the same time, this is literally the first time I've ever called out from Lucky. That's how sick I was. I still ended up going to Josh's house though, but I just knew I needed to rest. And if I go to Josh's house, all I know I'm going to do is rest. Like, it's not like we're really going to do much. My face feels a little bit dry. I'm just going to spray it a little bit. So we just rested and watched movies and stuff like that. And then the next day was Sunday, and I had off Sunday too. So I actually ended up technically getting a whole weekend off, and then I actually have this next weekend, like this coming weekend, I have the whole weekend off again. So it's pretty nice because I knew if I took the manager position again there, I wouldn't have gotten any really weekends off. So it is kind of nice to be off 2 weekends in January. I understand for holiday, like it doesn't happen, but I haven't had this many weekends off in a while. But like I said before, I did tell her in advance last Monday, like when she had called me when I was still not feeling well enough, like I was still getting over the sickness this past Monday and Tuesday, like this past week. And she asked me like, how was I feeling and whatever. And I was like, I'm still not feeling that great. And that's when I was off, because I called out Saturday and Sunday. She had given me off that day. So she called me Monday because the next time I was supposed to work was Monday, and she told me it was really, really dead. So she was like, you can come in for 3 hours if you want. I'm like, I'm not coming in for 3 hours. I still don't feel that great. I was like, it's okay. I'll just see you for my next shift. So I just worked. I didn't even work again until Wednesday because I was also off Tuesday too. So technically I ended up having almost a full week off from work. And I kind of needed that for myself. Like, I am so into wearing the clothes at work and wearing makeup that like I really hate like not wearing my clothes that I have or doing my makeup, because like it makes me happy to wear stuff that makes me feel good and to wear makeup. Like it's just, makeup is my therapy. So, and people don't really understand that. And now I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is called, why can't I remember the name of it? It's right here, Champagne Truffle, and use that to highlight my brow bone as usual. This shade is so beautiful. So anyway, so yeah, my cough was so terrible on Sunday night that I was so desperate to get it to stop, just because I was just really sick that night. I just couldn't stop coughing like Saturday and Sunday. So that didn't help my food poisoning episode either. So actually, hold the phone. So Friday, when I had the food poisoning, I went home and he told me he actually followed me for a little while home just to make sure I was okay. And I was like, I had no idea you were even behind me. I was like, that is so sweet. Thank you. I actually made it home okay. I was still feeling nauseous, but I wasn't feeling half it. I was feeling like 50% when I went home. And then I went home and I made myself some ginger tea. And they say that's like, it's literally a miracle worker. It helped me so much not make me feel nauseous. Like I was still feeling a little bit nauseous, but it helped so much. I was like, it is crazy how much it actually helps you. So I just drank that for like a good half hour or so, and it really did help. And then my mom made me some mashed potatoes, and I just had that. I was like, I need to eat something. I was so hungry. I couldn't even look at food when I was with him. I was like, I just couldn't eat anything. And after I had both of those things, I felt okay. Like I just felt okay. I wasn't like feeling amazing because it literally just takes all the energy out of you because you haven't eaten anything and like you don't want to eat anything because you feel like you're gonna get sick again. So I haven't gotten that sick like that, like throwing up and stuff since like the last time I had gotten sick. So again, we're not sure what the cause actually was, but so now I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Mega Length Mascara. I actually purchased a new one. I didn't realize that they had changed the packaging. You know what? I'm probably going to put this on last because I remember this has a really wet formula. So I'm just going to grab my blush, bronzer, and highlight. Just give me a sec. Okay, so anyway, so that night, since I couldn't stop coughing, like I actually did buy like these really strong cough drops. Like, they're like the best cough drops you can actually get, but since like I just couldn't stop, I was like spazzing so hard, like my stomach was like muscle spazzing from how much I was coughing, that me and my boyfriend just went to the supermarket and picked me up some liquid NyQuil, and it helped so much for me to go to sleep, for me to just stop coughing completely. It really suppresses your cough. It takes like 20 or 30 minutes to like kick in completely, but once it does, it is so good. I mean, I didn't sleep that great the first night, but I took it for like a couple of days after that. I needed it the next day. I was still coughing the next day, and I took it on Tuesday as well. By like the third or fourth night though that I was taking it, I kind of like cut the dose in half for like the last night that I needed it. And then by Wednesday, I didn't need to take it anymore. So, but it really, really helped. I just used the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm just trying to use it as much as possible. Because this is the bronzer I'm going to goal myself to try and use up this year. So I've just been using it a ton, like every time I use or do like lighter makeup. I just want to try and hit pan on other parts of this. So yeah. And then for my blush, I'm just going to use Max Margin. So anyway, it helped so much. So much. And also, but the day before, since I was still getting over the sickness, I was just eating like really starchy foods. Like I had, in the morning I had egg whites with some toast, like just some regular toast and butter. And that was a really filling meal for me. And it felt really good. Even though I was feeling a bit nauseous by the time I was going to see my boyfriend, I don't remember what we had to eat. I know we didn't have anything too greasy. I don't remember what we ate. Oh, actually, I ate without him before I saw him. I just told him I didn't think I was going to be able to handle any food, like, out yet. Like, just getting, like, to-go food for us to eat. I was like, I'm just going to eat without you if that's okay, and I'll come over right after I eat. I had to feed the dogs anyway because no one was here to feed them, so I was like, might as well just eat myself while I'm feeding them. So for my highlight, I'm going to use the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Volume 2 palette. I haven't used this in quite a while, so I wanted to whip it out and use it today. And I'm just going to mix together the 3 shades, Daylight, Skylight, and Spotlight. So I'm just going to just mix all those ones together and just apply them. So, so yeah, I told him I really can't handle any like food out. So I just think I had some mashed potatoes, and I think I had something with it. I don't remember what it was. Oh, I had some like garlic bread from Uncle Giuseppe's, and I felt like that was kind of making me nauseous again. But the nausea like went away after like a couple of hours, but I was like, I feel like that might have been like kind of a mistake for me to eat. But I was fine. And I just had some Tums, so I was okay. So yeah, that was my sickness saga. I'm really glad that I'm feeling better now. It really is crazy, like, how your body can go just from 100 to 0, and I was just really struggling with sleep and really struggling with just getting better. But now I'm pretty much back to being 100%. I actually feel way better now. I really have actually been sleeping pretty well this week. I think this is like the first full week I've actually gotten sleep every night, because for me there's always one night that I like struggle falling asleep, and I think this whole week I've actually gotten sleep. So, but also like taking these sleep meds or sleep aids make you like so much drowsier like later in the day. So, when I get tired, I get freaking tired. So, yeah. And then I'm just going to coat my lashes with the Wet n Wild Mega Length Mascara. I haven't used this newer one yet, because I just haven't worn too much light makeup lately, because I was working for the past 5 days. So, of course, like, once I had that full week off, I ended up having to work the last 5 days. So, today is actually my only day off. And then I have to work the next 3 days, and then Friday and Saturday I'm going to be in Connecticut. So, I am going up Friday or going down, whatever, I don't even know, to spend it with her Friday night. And obviously that would be a lot easier for me to make it than, oh, I forgot to coat my bottom lashes. What am I doing? Excuse me. It'd be a lot easier for me to make it there if I go Friday, obviously. And I also still need to find a nude liner. So if you guys have a recommendation for like a nude liner, especially like from the drugstore, please let me know. I'm still on the hunt for one. I still haven't gotten a replacement yet for my MAC Risque liner. I'm so upset that they discontinued that liner, because I only ended up ever purchasing it once. I never got to repurchase it. And that was like the best nude liner. Like, I really wasn't still a huge fan of the one from ColourPop. The Honey Dude one. But I think I'm going to declutter all of my ColourPop liners, because they are way old and I just don't ever really use them. I don't really use liner on an everyday basis. It's not like a complete essential for me. But I do like how it looks on my waterline when I wear more natural makeup. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to find another one. I was actually thinking of purchasing the ColourPop gel liner bundle, because it's only $35 and you get like 12 liners in it. I'm like, that's a really, really good deal. And since I really have to replace a lot of my older ColourPop liners, because I only wear waterline eyeliner anyway, and I miss I miss certain shades that I used to wear in my waterline. And it's like getting half of the bundle for free. I think there's like at least 10 or 12 liners in it, and it's only $35. I'm like, that's actually a really, really, really good deal. So, like I've said, I've really just been purchasing more practical products this year and things I actually need to replace in my collection. I haven't purchased it, like, I just purchased this again. This is my third one of this, because the last one completely dried out. So I got this, and I got this because I love this mascara, and it was really drying out. I'm like, I need to just get a new one. So But I really am thinking about purchasing that. But if you guys have any dupes or drugstore new liners, dupes for the Risque liner from MAC, please let me know, because that was my favorite nude waterline eyeliner. So for my lips, I'm just gonna pop on Kat Von D's, no, Kathleen Light's Aquarius Lippy Stick, because I'm still trying to use this up, so I want to use it as much as possible so I can use it up. And it's just an easy lipstick to just throw on. It's crazy how it's still kicking. But yeah, that's my life update. It kind of sucks that it's not going to be for something, you know, exactly happy when I go see her on Friday and Saturday. And since I have a whole weekend off to finally spend time with her, it sucks that we can't spend it, you know, doing fun stuff. But at the same time, that's life, and I just really want to be there for her right now. So Josh was originally supposed to come with me, but I can't really pay for him right now, and also he's not really going to have anywhere to sleep, because since her family is staying over, there was only going to be one more spare bed, and that bed's for me. So yeah. Yes, I'm busy right now. Just give me a minute. Sorry, my brother's bothering me. Alright, so I actually have to go. My brother has to talk to me about something, I guess. Because I do have to leave within the next, like, 15 minutes. Alright, I think that's good, right? And my boyfriend is still having physical therapy, and he still can't work, so, basically all I've been doing is spending all my time with him, because he can't really work right now, so I've just been spending it with him. Because he can't really do anything, so I want to see him as much as possible. But actually, after Tuesday, I don't think I'm going to be able to see him again until Sunday. If I decide to stay in CT on Saturday as well, then I'm not going to see him until Sunday, because I am going to see him tomorrow after work, and obviously I'm going to see him today. But after that, I'm actually working the next 3 days. Well, I'm working tomorrow morning, but I'll be able to see him at night, obviously. And then I have to do a closing shift on Wednesday night, and then Thursday I have to work a mid shift till 7:30. So I'm not going to see him those days. And then Friday and Saturday he was supposed to come with me to Connecticut, but since I'm going to be in CT Friday and Saturday, I'm not going to be able to see him again until Sunday. So it kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's just, you know, something that I need to do. So yeah, I'm just going to brush my hair, and then I'll show you guys the final look. Okay, you guys, so this is pretty much the finished look. Here are the eyes, the cheeks, and the lips. What I'm going to do, I think this is like kind of a newish dry shampoo. I haven't even used it, but I feel like I just need a little bit of dry shampoo in my hair right now. So I'm just going to spray it and just work it in. But yeah, I do need some dry shampoo in my hair right now. I really need a haircut, like really badly. My friend from work is still supposed to give me a haircut, so I'm hoping that that will happen soon, because this hair really needs a haircut. My hair is just getting so freaking long. I am going to brush that like white cast through with a hairbrush. So, yeah, but the dry shampoo just helped quite a bit. So, yeah, I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media. And also, before I go, I just wanted to say a huge congratulations to my dear friend on YouTube, Moment with Chip. I am so excited for you that you are having a baby. I am literally so overwhelmed for you, and I'm so happy for you. I know you're going to make amazing parents. I know you're going to make an amazing mom. I cannot wait for her to have her kid. All of us on YouTube that are part of her friend group are just so happy and excited for her. So congratulations. I love you, Chip, and I'm so excited for you. I just think it's so awesome. I can't wait. Yay! So I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media. Love you guys. Bye.